I want to ask, in terms of the ability to stay in the vortex, to be in tune with your vibration of what you really want, and to maintain yourself as the most important focus, really, to provide the best that there is of you to the world, to the earth.
We have a really quick question. We'll just interrupt briefly.
Yeah.
Do you think that providing the best of you to all that is, to the world, and to all that is, which includes us, do you think that that means always being in your vortex?
I do.
We don't. Because if you didn't know what you don't want, there would be no expansion. Okay. And if there were no expansion, there would be no continuation. Don't worry about it. It has to be. But we want you to know about the vortex, and we want you to strive for it, but we don't want you to believe that it is inappropriate for you to ever explore variety and come to a new conclusion.
Got it. Yeah.
Don't you get that? When you've been eating all day, don't you want to rest from it?
Right.
And don't you sort of enjoy a little bit of hunger? Doesn't it sort of feel good to feel like you'd like to eat again?
Yeah. But in terms of the goal, the focus would be to achieve that.
Yeah. We just don't want it to be so black and white, so cut and dried. We want you to adore your vortex and to know what it represents, and we want you to understand your grid and line up with it, but we want you to joyously explore. And when you get this, in other words, if you believe that it is a really scary world out there, and that in your house with the big V on the door, this vortex house, that is safe in there, and so you just stay in that safe house where only nice things are ever said, and you never explore. Oh, isn't that a sad picture? Don't you want to get out there? But you say no, because it's dangerous out there. I'd rather be safe in here than out there when there's danger. And we say, but what if you could go out there and you could have a vibrational frequency around you where you attract the best of everything that's out there wherever you are? And you say, yeah, I choose that option. And we say, then you got to practice yourself into that. But there's just one thing you got to know. You're not always going to be there, because the exploration automatically means that you're going to be in some situations where it's not always going to feel quite as safe and comfortable as you think you want it. But you can always return anytime you want, just like that, just like the State Farm commercial.
Very good.
You can always return. Vortex is there. You can always return. You can always return.
That's well said. My question is my question then is more of a sense of maybe a personality trait, but having been on the earth for 55 years and raised children and sent them off in the world and experienced what seems to be right now the most extreme polarity, the most extreme contrast of my entire life.
Yeah, isn't it good?
It is good, but at the same time, I feel like I have
it's only
the tools.
Polarity if you choose the part you don't want and push against it. It's harmony if you choose the part you do want and align with it.
Right.
In other words, polarity is important. It keeps your Earth in orbit.
Right. But is there a step between maintaining your own? Let me put it this way: is the best that we can do maintain our own joy and feeling of being in the vortex?
Yeah. The best that you can do is an easy, casual, comfortable willingness to explore variety, knowing that you have guidance that lets you know what your best choices are. So explore and align and explore and align and explore and align. With this easy door to the vortex, understanding that it's all right, that everything's fine, that you are a worthy being and that good things are supposed to come to you and to others. In other words, the less guarded your stance is, the more you're going to enjoy your journey. And the less guarded your stance is, the more your journey will be the way you want it to be. And then the more subtle the variances will be. In other words, a perfect life, the one that you're looking for, we can feel it from your frequency. The perfect life that you're looking for is one with subtle variances in vibration and acute, astute awareness of where you stand in relationship to it. So that you're not going from joy to depression or from ecstasy to agony. You're going from less clarity to more clarity, to not as much fun to more fun, to I like you pretty good, to I adore you and want to lick your face. In other words, you're in these higher registries of, in other words, this contrast that we're talking about, we are not for a moment saying to you that you need to explore the breadth of all contrast in order to move forward. You can be in this physical body and exploring the contrast that only moves on the emotional scale from that feeling of contentment and absolute comfort into ecstasy. And you would not want to be in bouncing off the wall enthusiasm every moment of your day. It would make you exhausted. You like the variety in all of this, but you just don't need to dip into hatred and revenge and anger and depression and fear, you see. You don't have to dip into that.
Got it.
Now that you know what you know. We are enjoying this interaction immensely. It is a good time for a segment of refreshment. You are satisfied for now?
Thank you.
Good time for it.